$1.1 billion just landed in the company account, and you are the only person in the room who is not smiling. Your CFO slides the signed term sheet across the table and asks if you are okay. You nod. Because how do you explain that you own 11% of a company you built out of nothing, and that everyone else at this table owns more of your life's work than you do? This is level 7, the exit. But to understand why the best day of your career ends with you locking yourself in a bathroom stall, we have to go back. Back to level 1, to a laptop, a maxed out credit card, and $0 in the bank. There are 7 levels between that laptop and this table. And here's the number nobody puts in the pitch deck. The average founder who reaches $1 billion exit owns less than 15% of the company by the time they sign. Let's build it, level by level. Level 1. The founder. You are 23 years old, and your net worth is technically negative because you just put $4,000 of credit card debt into an idea nobody asked you to build. You quit the job your parents were proud of, and you tell your girlfriend it's temporary, 6 months, maybe a year. She asks you a simple question across a kitchen table that used to feel warm. And if it doesn't work, what then? You don't have an answer, because founders don't get to have an answer, they only get conviction. You split equity with your co-founder on a handshake, 50-50, because it feels fair, and because neither of you has read enough to know that handshake will cost you later. You are coding until 4 a.m, living on instant noodles, and telling everyone this is the best year of your life. It is also the year your girlfriend leaves, quietly, without a fight, because you were never really in the room even when you were sitting across from her. Level 2. Pre-seed CEO. You are 24, and you just closed $150,000 from an uncle, 2 angel investors, and a small business grant you almost didn't qualify for. On paper, you are a CEO now. In reality, you are a CEO who sleeps on a folding couch in a co-working space because the lease on your apartment lapsed and you didn't renew it. Your co-founder calls this being ramen profitable, which sounds romantic until you realize it means your entire team, which is the 2 of you, hasn't taken a real paycheck in 5 months. An early employee, your first hire, looks at your calendar one night and says, "You haven't left this building in 9 days. Is that normal?" You laugh and say, "This is the job," but your body has already started sending signals you're ignoring, a resting heart rate that never quite settles, a stomach that hurts every morning before your first cup of coffee. Nobody warns you that the hardest part of building a company isn't the product, it's convincing your own nervous system that survival mode can last for years. Level 3. Seed stage CEO. You are 26, you just closed $2.5 million, and for the first time you have a real team, 5 employees who trust you with their rent money. This is also the year you fire someone for the first time, a friend from college who joined early and simply couldn't keep up. You sit across from him in a glass conference room, and he asks you, "After everything we built together, this is how it ends?" You give the corporate answer, something about company needs and growth stage, but you drive home that night and sit in your car in the driveway for 20 minutes before you can walk inside. Your seed investor also asks for a board seat as part of the round, and you say yes without thinking twice, because $2.5 million feels like more money than you'll ever need. You don't yet understand that you just handed a stranger a permanent vote on every major decision you'll make for the rest of this company's life. Level 4. Series A CEO. You are 28. You just raised $15 million at a $60 million valuation, and the press release calls you a rising star. Nobody photographs what happens in the boardroom 3 months later when your lead investor, a partner at a firm that manages billions, tells you flatly, "We love you, but we need to see faster growth." Or we need to talk about bringing in an experienced operator to run day to day. You are the founder. You are also, suddenly, an employee of your own company, subject to a vote you don't control, because that board seat from level 3 just multiplied into 2 more. Your partner, the one person who stayed through the ramen years, sits you down and says, You talk about this company like it's a person you're in love with. What about me? You don't have a good answer. The relationship ends 8 months later, and you barely notice, because a board meeting that week matters more to you than the apartment you're moving out of. Level 5. Series B CEO. You are 31. The company just raised $50 million at a $300 million valuation, and from the outside, your life looks like the dream everyone told you to chase. From the inside, you are having your first panic attack in a hotel bathroom before a keynote you're supposed to deliver in 20 minutes, because your board just spent an hour discussing whether you are, quote, still the right CEO for this stage of growth. Your chief of staff, the only person who sees you unfiltered, knocks on the door and says, they can't fire you, you're the founder. You laugh, because you both know that's not true anymore, not after the last 2 rounds. Founders get fired from their own companies more often than anyone in a pitch deck will admit, and by this level you finally understand that ownership and control stopped being the same thing 3 rounds ago. If this is the first time you're seeing how far these levels actually go, subscribe, because next week we climb a completely different ladder. Level 6. Growth Stage CEO. You are 34. The company is valued at $400 million, and the board just approved hiring a chief operating officer, a polished executive from a company you used to admire from the outside. He is brilliant, calm, and slowly, without ever raising his voice, he starts running the meetings you used to run. Your own head of product pulls you aside after an all-hands and says, quietly, half the room looks at him for approval now, not you. You still have the title. You still do the interviews and the keynotes. But somewhere between the 4th board meeting and the 5th, you notice that decisions get made in a smaller room you're not always invited to. The company you built from a laptop and a credit card now runs, in practice, without needing you in the way it used to, and that realization sits in your chest like a stone you can't name. Level 7. The exit. You are 37, and the acquisition just closed at $1.1 billion. This is the room from the beginning, the signed term sheet, the CFO asking if you're okay, the 11% that's actually left under your name after 4 rounds of dilution, and a decade of votes you didn't always win. Here is the part nobody puts in the headline. The lead investor from your Series A round made 4 times your return, because his fund owned preferred shares that got paid out before common stock, before your shares, in the waterfall that decides who gets money first when a company sells. The board member from your seed round, the one you barely remember approving, walks out of that meeting with more liquid cash than you do. You built the thing. They structured the thing. And in a room full of people congratulating you, you finally understand the real hierarchy of a startup was never founder, employees, investors. It was always investors, structure, and then, somewhere below both, you. You walk into that bathroom stall, not because you're sad about the money. There's more money than you'll ever spend. You walk in because somewhere in 14 years, you traded a girlfriend, a marriage, your sleep, your resting heart rate, and every ordinary Tuesday you'll never get back, for a percentage point that a lawyer explains to you in a language that still doesn't feel like yours. The real price of a billion-dollar exit was never the 11%. It was every version of you that had to die along the way to make that number possible. Next episode, we go inside a completely different ladder, the 7 brutal ranks of a professional athlete, from a kid on a scholarship to a 9-figure contract and the surgery that ends it all in one afternoon. Tell us in the comments which level in this video hit closest to home and which career you want us to break down next.